your forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Lots of sunshine again today. Another hot one. That's our roofing dog on at Flooring America Camry in Danville, where temperatures are still in the mid and upper 80s out there. Some of you were lucky enough to get some rain near Springfield, down close to I-55. But those of us anywhere along I-57, you didn't get a drop. It just stayed warm. Still warm tonight. 85, but with the humidity, still feels like 90 in Champaign. More of the same to come. This is going to be a broken record with the heat and humidity every single day. Very consistent with the high temperatures. We'll show you those numbers when we come back. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
They lost their daughter to a distracted driver. What the state is doing to try to avoid this from happening again.
Trying to establish what that motive was.
3 people were killed at work. What police are now saying about the shooting at a Springfield warehouse.
One of them stated that he was from Dubai and that his credit card was inactive and he needed some cash.
They were trading gold for cash. How this great deal along I-74 was too good to be true.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 6.
You just never think it's going to be you, and that day it was.
A Douglas County family lost their child in a car crash years ago. Now the law is changing to better protect drivers on the road. Good evening, I'm Jennifer Roscoe. Starting today, there will be harsher penalties for distracted driving. WCIA 3's Jamie Mays is live near Pesotum, and Jamie, you talked to this family.
The Connor family is still hurt by the loss of their child. She died on the interstate. They're hoping this change in the law will prevent more deaths.
3 years ago, the Connor family lost their child in a car crash on I-57 near Champaign.
My world ended that day.
Caitlin Connor was just 10 years old.
She had a big heart, and she was a great big sister. She was a terrible little sister.
Every year we'd have a daddy-daughter dance, and that was always something that we looked forward to.
Caitlin was in the car with her grandmother and her sister Lily on June 8, 2017. Lily was in the front seat, Caitlin was in the back seat. They were stopped on the road because of construction.
And the guy that hit her never even slowed down. He was looking at his phone, and so he never saw countless cars stopped in front of him. He never saw the signs telling him that he was coming up on this. From what we can tell, he never saw any of that because he hit the back of my mom going 70 miles an hour.
Lily and their grandmother made it out alive, but the Connors found out Caitlin died when they got to the hospital.
The coroner and everybody was already in there, and I couldn't look anybody in the eye because I knew they didn't have anything good to tell me.
Now, Illinois is enforcing stricter penalties for distracted driving. Starting Wednesday, you could have driving privileges taken away for a year if someone dies or is seriously injured while you're on an electronic device. You can also be fined $1,000.
The Connors are hoping harsher consequences will keep roads safer, and their daughter's life will be a reminder to others to be cautious while driving. Jamie Mays, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
You can still see the heartbreak on her face. All right, thank you, Jamie. Now, last year, the state made texting and driving a moving violation. If you're caught doing it, it would be put on your driving record. We have new details. Springfield police still don't know why Michael Collins shot 3 people at Bun-O-Matic in Springfield last week. But they did provide some new information during the first news conference since the day of the crime. WCIA 3's Cole Hankey has the update.
Police say their investigation is ongoing, but they do know that 48-year-old Michael Collins brought 2 9mm handguns to work Friday morning. He shot and killed 61-year-old Bill Gibbons and 25-year-old Chris Aumiller inside Bun before turning his gun on his 3rd victim, Marcia Strumpfer. She was shot in the parking lot, but police still don't know why he pulled the trigger.
At this point in time, we are still following up with multiple people, trying to track down multiple leads and trying to establish what that motive was.
Springfield Police Chief Kenny Winslow said anyone with a connection to the victims and the shooter are being interviewed. He also said Collins was an active employee, and that didn't change Friday morning.
My detectives are doing a very thorough investigation. They're speaking to those that were close to him, family, friends of the suspect, as well as the victims, to try to determine if there was any type of altercation.
Winslow said he will continue giving updates as new information is developed, but he's waiting on more test results to come back from the state crime lab. However, he doesn't expect another update this week. Reporting in Springfield, I'm Cole Hankey, WCIA3, your local news leader.
Collins had a valid FOID card, and Springfield police said he legally bought both handguns at a local sporting goods store. We have an update to a shooting in Champaign. Police arrested a man they say shot a 73-year-old last week. 66-year-old Goffart Whitley is facing charges for aggravated battery with a firearm and aggravated discharge of a firearm. They say he shot the 73-year-old in the stomach just north of Beardsley Park. Gold is selling at a decade high, but people buying it at gas stations along I-74 may not be getting the deal of a lifetime. Oakwood police and gold retailers say they have seen dozens falling for the same scam with the same story. WCIA3's Andy Olson has it.
On Tuesday night, an off-duty deputy was fueling up in Oakwood when he was approached by someone asking for help paying for gas.
One of them stated that he was from Dubai and that his credit card was inactive and he needed some cash, and so he wanted to know if he would be interested in trading some jewelry for some cash, and he held out a handful of looked like men's rings, gold and such.
The deputy wouldn't give him the money and threatened to call the police before the men drove off. It's a good thing he didn't fall for it, because gold retailers like Gold Rush Pawnbrokers in Danville say they've seen the same scheme every day this month.
We're seeing a lot of people get taken on this one. Unfortunately, we put out a couple posts on our Facebook pages, on both pages a couple weeks ago, and we're still every day seeing people come in. We've already had 3 people this week.
Oakwood Chief Ron Soderstrom says he was also told of a similar incident in Ogden. He says being right on the highway makes those towns bigger targets with an easy getaway, which is why it's always a good idea to stay skeptical.
If they're wanting cash and they want to trade something for cash, you know, refer them to the pawn shop, because the pawn shop's going to know if it's real or not, and just kind of get out of that situation. And if you feel uncomfortable, always call 911 and get the police involved.
The problem is that you can be duped very, very easily with gold. And so I would say, when in doubt, if it's too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true.
In Oakwood, Andy Olson, WCIA3, your local news leader.
You got to trust your gut. The car involved in Oakwood was a black Escalade with out-of-state plates. It was only 2 men at the gas station, but pawnbrokers say they've heard stories of cars with entire families taking part in this scheme. Another scam, Champaign County Sheriff's Office warning of one going on with the IRS. They say people are being called from official-looking numbers. You've heard this. They're being told their social security number was used for opening several bank accounts, used for drug trafficking and money laundering. You're asked to transfer money to take care of an outstanding warrant and are told not to tell anyone, or else you'll be arrested. Does all this sound familiar? Don't believe it. If you get a call like it, hang up and call the agency's official published number. You may have gotten a raise today, but not everybody is happy about the increase in minimum wage. And also tonight.
Football player in me wants to put on pads right now.
But this Illini football player is also questioning how safe it is to play. And today, his tweet got a lot of attention.
A hot day across central Illinois. Temperatures back above normal, 87 degrees, and it's only going to get warmer as we head throughout the weekend and even next week as the heat cranks. We'll look at some small chances for rain and a closer look at your 4th of July forecast when we come back.